Hi, Merry Meet. So, I wanted to make a quick video about healing wands. Now, this is a healing wand. Generally what they are is crystal with a point in the end. Some of them are like this, decorated, and there are little chakra stones on this one, but often they are also just one piece of rock. Sometimes they can also be made of copper or be various forms. So I've seen quite a few in wood with crystal toppings and points, or yeah, they can really be made of anything that is good for directing energy, but very commonly they are crystal. And this is sodalite, and there are chakra stones. Let me see what they are. They are garnet, carnio, citrine. I am not completely sure because it's tiny. Aventurine, I think, selenite, and an amethyst. Yes. Now, I am not an expert of using these, but I'll give you a few hints on how to get started. Generally, how a healing wand functions. Now, of course, you can use it as a normal wand in witchcraft and direct energy with it, but the most common thing is that you use it, well, again to direct energy, but more for the purpose of healing. So, for example, a common thing to do would be that, let's say your patient has pain in their shoulders. You would ask them to lie down, and you would hold the healing wand over that area, and you will send energy through it. And then the healing wand will strengthen that energy. And of course, the same ideas with other rocks apply. Like, for example, sodalite would be great for healing someone who has stage fright or have a problem expressing themselves, and it works very well on the throat chakra. But let me do my hand right now. So yeah, so one thing is just holding it until you feel right, and then doing it over that point. Another thing you can do is to draw out negative energy with it. Now, there's some debate on whether you should go clockwise or counterclockwise. I very often go counterclockwise when I work with drawing out negative energy. So I would then just go in a clockwise, slightly spiral, as quick as you feel is necessary, and then toss. And of course you combine this with a visualization. Another thing you can do with a healing wand such as this that has a point is that if you are familiar with acupuncture, I don't know a lot of these points, so I am not going to demonstrate that, but basically what you can do is that you can press it to the points, and then again do the same with directing energy through it. That is a way to affect the acupuncture points. And you can also use this in combination with I'm not sure what the therapy form is called in English, when you tap the energy points in the body. We call it mind field therapy. I think that's the same thing it's actually called in English, but I'm not completely sure. But yeah, and then of course you would very gently tap the stone towards that point. You should be a bit careful though, because they can be pretty sharp, so check that before you poke yourself or your patient. Because if your patient starts to bleed, you have done something wrong. So, unless that was your intention. Yeah. So yeah, other things you can do with a healing wand is that, and this is more along the line of magic instead of the typical healing, is that a very common way to do magic is to take a piece of paper and you write up a wish and you burn it, you can put it in a wish box, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. You can use this as a pen and write the wish with that, either on paper to have something to focus on or just in air, and by that directing energy through it to your wish. And of course you can use it on chakras. So again, this would be the typically for the throat chakra. And normally when I try to activate a chakra with a healing wand, I would go clockwise. I don't think you can see that. And I would just slowly work it, and I can now feel that I'm getting some resistance as I work with the stone. And that generally, any sort of feeling that you get is an indication that you are moving energy, and I can feel it in my throat. Now I just got this stone today, so I haven't cleansed it yet, so I'm not gonna do too much on me. But yeah, because with healing ones, like with any stones, you should cleanse them before use. So yeah, and if you want to use a healing wand for a normal ritual, of course you just use it as any old wand. Now, you can also use them, of course, to one thing that can be very powerful in magic is to use healing wands to write on candles with. So let's say you're doing a wishing spell, and so you want to wish for money. So you have a green candle, and you take a Venturin healing point, and you write, for example, the amount of money you are wishing for, and some appropriate symbols into the candle. So yeah, in general, the way I do it, and that's just the method I'm most familiar with, if you want to pull out negative energy, you go counterclockwise. If you want to activate an energy center or a chakra, you go clockwise. Same if you want to increase the energy in an area. Let's say because it's not always the problem that you have too little energy in an area, sometimes you have too much. If you feel that you have too much, you will go counterclockwise to pull some out. If you want to make it move faster or bring in more energy in, you will go clockwise. So yeah, that's just some ideas for what to use healing wand for. They are very useful little tools that can be used for a lot of things, both with healing and with more typical witchcraft. So yeah, I recommend them. So what sort of if you don't have uh, a healing wand do I recommend? I recommend starting with a rock crystal one. From just because they can be programmed to do anything. So the light like this has more specific energies, while a rock crystal can be used for any purpose. So that if you don't know if you want to work with healing wands, just getting a cheap rock crystal one, you can find them pretty cheap on eBay, and just seeing if it's something for you is better than buying a lot of different ones to for the various purposes you might have. So yeah, just a little quick video on healing wands and how to use them. Hope you have enjoyed this video, and blessed day.